What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Phoenix Pals Podcast, aka P3, episode 15. If you haven't done so, make sure to check out the previous two episodes, episode 13 and 14, and then come back to this video here. Like I said, drop likes on those videos as well as this particular video that you're hearing right now. And if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. And also follow me, twitter.com/TheBlackPhoenix, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/BlackPhoenix. Turn those notifications on so that way you know when I'm going live. And if you follow me on Twitter, you actually get to be in the know of when I'm creating another podcast similar to this one. This episode, Madden Ultimate Team, it's fell off, man. It has fallen off. It used to be so high, and now it's not the same. And maybe that's our fault in the community for putting Madden Ultimate Team too high to where maybe the mode itself and those who created the mode kind of got a little bit inflated. And then on the low, CFM got better and literally took the crown this year as being the best mode. I'm saying this on record. CFM is the best mode in Madden 17. And I thought I'd never say that, to be honest. As a Madden Ultimate Team player, I used to laugh at CFM. Like, CFM, that was in front of the sim crowd, man. Nobody really plays CFM like that. And sure enough, I am starting to play CFM. Mind you, it's an offline CFM because honestly and frankly, I don't have, I can't really play leagues and stuff like that and expected to meet deadlines and schedules and stuff like that being overseas. Y'all know this. Anyways, yeah. So remember in the last episode where I mentioned that I got extremely mad and frustrated and raged and stuff like that and saying the game is terrible, this, that, and the third. After that stream, I turned the stream off and I was like, you know what? I'm about to try out CFM because everybody talks about CFM being the best mode. These leagues are looking fun on Twitch, especially the competitive leagues and the money leagues and the money CFMs. They look so much fun on Twitch. Let's go and see what's the big deal about it. And, I'm going through the mode. I fantasy draft, let the computer fantasy draft my players and stuff like that. And even playing through preseasons and, going through the mode, the depths of the mode, the complexities of the mode, I found out very quickly how much better, how much more in depth the mode has compared to Madden Ultimate Team. And I know what you're saying, Phoenix, but Madden Ultimate Team's got draft champions and salary cap and solos and gauntlets and legends and flashback players and football outside, and that's all good and all until you realize that lately these players that we've been getting in Madden Ultimate Team suck. They're terrible. They're trash. They have no value. There's no reason, in my honest opinion, there is absolutely no reason to buy packs anymore. I've stopped buying packs. The last thing I ever bought in Madden Ultimate Team was the AJ Green because I thought, he has balled out for my team, that AJ Green at least, the campus hero. But realistically, the packs, the value of packs, terrible. Pack odds, awful, garbage, boo boo. Like it's so bad, man. Even the players, like take for example, this Antonio Brown that just came out for Team of the Week, 95 overall. Do you realize how much of a quote unquote upgrade he is over, say, his 93? Which, by the way, quick side note, spoiler alert, if you boost up that 93 the way it's supposed to be with chemistries and stuff like that, guess what? He turns into a 96 overall card. And on top of that, that card has better stats, if not almost the same stats as the brand new released Antonio Brown. Brand new. And you tell me more values in the chemistries of the 93 overall card, and you really are throwing this out there and going to promote this? And that's the problem. There's no value. You tell me a lot of these cards, if you upgrade them, literally +1, +2. If you're lucky, a +3. If it's a huge upgrade, that's like maybe 4 or 5 overall. You get the +4s, +5 over in the attributes. But realistically, what's the value here? Tell me, what really is the value of this new Antonio Brown compared to my 93 Antonio Brown that I have, or at least I sold back then? But tell me, what's the real value? What's the real value of buying packs nowadays when the pack odds have been awful. Awful. And this has been a complaint for years. I understand, well, we don't want to give you guys 99 overall cards, and then everybody gets bored, and then we run out of content. Okay, understandable. But that should not mean the pack odds still have to suck. That doesn't mean that the pack odds still have to be terrible. Like, it's crazy. It's like you want people to grind out solos and, play the gauntlets. But if you really think about if you really did not spend money this year, right? And you literally, for instance, like say you didn't buy anything off the auction house. Let's say all your team is literally off the packs you got from solos and, the gauntlet rewards and stuff like that. Do you realize how bad your team would be compared to somebody who has literally bought every single bundle since launch and is able to have a way better team than you would if you grinded out the solos? Like, I understand. Like, I just don't get it. Like, maybe it's just because it's a business, and I don't want to use this word. Here we go. But I don't want to use the word cash grab. But that's essentially what it really feels like nowadays. If I'm being perfectly honest, and y'all know I like to keep it real. Nowadays it feels like a cash grab, man. And I'm not trying to say the people who make Ultimate Team are bad people, but let's be honest, man. The quality of the mode itself has gone down. You know what really kills Madden Ultimate Team is or not even just draft champions, but the fact of the matter is that the players don't play the way their ratings are shown. I just don't feel like my players play the way that their ratings show. They really messed up. Madden Ultimate Team, here's where I think it went downhill. Madden Ultimate Team went downhill when people discovered that you could literally put any type of offensive line out there and they play the same. When you put your bronze offensive line on there. I've played against a guy who literally trotted out his salary cap team against my Madden Ultimate Team, which was a 95 overall. He trotted out like an 82, 81, I think maybe 85 at the best, but literally bronze offensive line against 95s and 94s defensive line. And it ended up being this one. Not because he had scheme. He had a little bit of scheme, don't get me wrong. But the fact is, my guys got no pressure. Zero pressure. And I was sitting there just like, and on stream too, I was like, are you serious? This is it. This is Madden Ultimate Team, y'all. Head-to-head seasons. Are you serious? I think ever since that point, people discovered that Madden Ultimate Team just completely lost its value because there's no point of getting offensive line. There's no point of spending coins. There's no point of spending anything on offensive line. There's literally there's no point because they play the same. And it's been on record that people, like I said, everybody's frustrated with that. Everybody is. Don't matter if you draft them and draft champions. Don't matter if you upgrade them in salary cap. They get shedded by everybody. They get shedded by a silver. They get shedded by a bronze. They get shedded by an elite, gold, purple, amethyst, sapphire, ruby, whatever cards they want. Ultimate legend, boss legend. It does not matter. It does not matter. It's that, and that's how bad it is this year, man. Ultimate Team, man. There's no value. And it's not just me that's just like frustrated. A lot of folks, even YouTubers, are getting frustrated with how bad the mode is, man. I don't know how to make Madden Ultimate Team better, but I have a couple of ideas how you can take some of the stuff that's great in CFM and add it to Madden Ultimate Team. And I guarantee you, if these values, or not these values, if these things that I'm about to read off to you or explain to you get added into Madden Ultimate Team, I guarantee you Madden Ultimate Team gets back to the top like it should be. Or at least mode-wise. Gameplay-wise, a whole different ball game. Need to change it to all Madden online. That, again, I don't want to go back into that too much. Y'all already know how I feel about that. But anyways, here we go. Here's the things that I like about CFM. Starting off with a few simple things here. And the first thing is practice mode. Simple. Practice mode. You realize it's been since Madden, 10, 11, maybe 12? And we're now in Madden 17, and we have yet to have a practice mode against our own squad. You know how hard it is to practice your Madden Ultimate Team schemes, to try to visualize a receiver playing like a legend or a running back playing like a LaDainian Tomlinson or a boosted up AP. By the way, if you wanted to boost up your stats, they don't reflect the current overalls because MUT stats are completely boosted. It's on a completely different rating scale. And unless you want to boost up regular players and then, try to make a quote unquote Madden Ultimate Team players, that's already, and put them on a single team and then play from there. Yeah, that's impossible. That's doing too much. So Madden Ultimate Team needs a practice mode badly, sorely needed. Like it's crazy how we still don't have it this year in Madden 17, and it's 2017. Just saying, come on, y'all. Here's another one that CFM got that I was low-key mad about that Madden Ultimate Team did not have. Formation subs. If for those that don't know what formation subs are, basically you can set your personnel in each formation the way you want to without even having to do it in the game. So for instance, in 3-3-5 wide, if I wanted a certain person to play a slot and the slot to play the outside, and I also wanted my best pass rushing and run stuffing linebacker to play on the defensive line, and have my nose tackle number 2 play the defensive tackle position, and then have my regular right end play on where he's at on the field as well, and then also have my an Anthony Barr play the middle linebacker position, all while doing this. You know how difficult to do this in a game? It's very, very difficult. And then, not to mention, you try to burn a timeout, trying to do it, or take a play a completely busted random play, which could lead to a touchdown, stuff like that. Instead, you can do it all at the main one of the formation subs menu, and literally when you get into the game, the players are already in place, and all you have to do is just pick your play. That would be so crucial for Madden Ultimate Team to have. Again, would love to see it. I've heard some discussions, honestly, that it's working its way into MUT, but I don't know how far those have gone. But again, sorely needed for Madden 18. Custom audibles, or this is going to make some people cringe, custom playbooks. The fact that we are literally the only, and I say we because I play MUT, but the fact that we are literally the only mode in Madden where you cannot use a custom playbooks or have custom audibles in your in our mode is so bad. You're gonna compete for money, but you can't. You look at any tournament, that offline tournament, by the way. You look at any tournament. And guess what? You can customize. You are allowed to, at least depending on the tournament itself. But I believe you are allowed to at least fix your audibles the way you want them to be fixed, both on offense and defense. And your opponent can do the same. And then from there, it's literally it's Madden time. It's a chess match. But the fact that we don't have these in Madden Ultimate Team, come on, man. That's why you see a lot of people complain about people using these same exact books, which is 5 or 6 of them this year, to be honest. Last year you could probably get away with it being a unique scheme. This year you have to use the best books. You literally have to. There's no getting around it. You have to use the best books this year because there's no way you can get away with it, because again, audibles, plays, it doesn't make sense not to use the best books in the game. And again, having the ability to utilize custom audibles changes the game completely. I mean, there is no, at least in my mind, in my belief, unless you literally copy and paste your audibles to make it look like somebody else's. There's no two people that are going to have the same audibles. Not only the same book, but not only the same book, but also the same audibles. There's no two people that are going to do that. Again, unless you literally copy and paste somebody. Because, for instance, if I wanted to go gun doubles, I wanted to be able to have that the Kansas City under or the X under that Denver has as my short throw up. I don't want to use quick slants all the time. If I want to go trips tight end, what if I want the curl flat instead of the slot? Was it slant slot quick play that you see a lot of times in a lot of books? Or for instance, what if I wanted to go gun spread and instead of having the deep attack play that you have out of your LB, your left bumper audible? What if I wanted a flanker dig or flanker drive or whatever it's called over there in gun spread? Or what if instead of a off tackle that's in snugs, maybe I want a halfback draw because halfback draw is actually a pretty good call in this particular year, for at least for snugs and compressed sets. What if I wanted a wide trap play out of wide trips instead of having a halfback base or inside zone? And these are just mini examples here that I'm kind of just running off the top of my head, but those go a long way, especially considering you realize how many plays and formations are in a book, and to be able to customize it the way you want it to be customized. Oh man, you talk about a chess match. That is next level. So next level. Like it honestly will make the competitive scene even better than what it is right now. And it's already pretty good, don't get me wrong, but this will take it to the next level. The very next level. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Again, custom playbooks is something I'm kind of like cringy on. Still don't know how I honestly feel about it having a Madden Ultimate Team, but the word custom itself needs to be the theme for Madden 18 Ultimate Team. Custom. I'll even go as far as to say, give me custom jerseys. I obviously have rules in place so where you're not playing white on whites and stuff like that. Like maybe when you're the away team, you must have white as your primary color. Otherwise, again, that literally doesn't make sense for you to have against facing white on whites and stuff like that. But again, that's more for feedback down the road, like feedback from Madden 18 and stuff like that. So that's just my thing. Again, the word is custom here. One thing I also like about CFM that you don't see in Madden Ultimate Team, this is kind of taken from MLB The Show here, but the ability to see the stats of your players throughout the season. And the abilities to see, and this is more of a CFM thing, the abilities to see traits on cards. The trait thing has been a constant cry for in Madden Ultimate Team, and for whatever reason they refuse to put it on the cards themselves. I don't know why. I really don't know why they refuse to do that, but they just do, and it really, really annoys me. But again, having the stats. So for instance, like I used the MLB The Show as an example. When you acquire a card, you are able to see, like say for instance, you play 10 baseball games of Diamond Dynasty, right? After those 10 games and you look at the card, you can actually see all of its stats. Maybe how many home runs they've hit. What's the batting average? What's the percentage against lefties? What's the percentage against right-hand pitchers? Stuff like that. And in Madden Ultimate Team, that could be extremely useful. How many touchdowns is my Drew Brees throwing? How many interceptions is he throwing? Who's really doing stuff on defense? Who's getting those tackles for losses? Who's getting those sacks? Who's stuffing the run? Who's making plays out there? Who's literally just sitting there and going through the motions? Who's getting interceptions? And who's literally swatting the ball at every rip, which is the problem, by the way. Spoiler alert, more swats than interceptions. But, who's forcing the fumbles out there? Is my Brian Dawkins actually forcing fumbles, or he's just sitting there kind of giving up every single thing that goes his way, which he does for me. Stuff like that. Who's getting touchdowns? Is my running back fumbling like it's his job? Which for whatever reason my LaDainian Tomlinson is currently at this time. He fumbles so bad that I want to sell him, but I'm not sure who to pick up because again, when you have cards that are very similar to LT, but it doesn't help you make a good decision on what to go, which back to choose from. Just saying for the record, but you see what I mean. It's those things that I'm just like, you add those itty bitty pieces, man, and it goes so far. Here's another thing that I like. This is kind of taken from a little bit of 2K here, and what they do on when you play somebody online is a scouting report. So, for instance, in 2K, I don't know if they do it this year. I haven't really played online 2K this year. But I remember last year when I played, before you played your opponent, you could actually see the tendencies of your opponent, whether he liked to pick and roll, shoot threes like 59% of the time. Does he have a mid-range game? Does he drive to the basket? How good does he pass? How good is his shot quality? Is it, spot on? Is it shitty? You can go and actually look at that before the game, because that way you're better prepared for your opponent. Now, I think this could probably lead to a little bit of what we used to experience. It was Madden 15, maybe beginning of Madden 16, where people start dashboarding and stuff like that. And I know that could potentially be an issue with that, getting all that situated. But again, that's just a small idea. Kind of like how you start your CFM and you have certain level like concepts and stuff like that. Now, obviously, don't give them the boost, but just say like, hey, if you call this play, your opponent is weak against levels concept, or your opponent can't defend a bootleg concept too well, or for instance, your opponent likes to call cover 2 a lot, so we're gonna advise that you call stick or something. Just like some, small simple things like that could be the difference between Madden Ultimate Team being great and Madden Ultimate Team being the way it is, which is average to mid to maybe even mediocre. Auto subs. When you're, at least for me, at least this is especially when I play NCAA, my auto subs were that if my player's stamina got below, like, I think it was like 60 or maybe even below 70, I would take them out. And I wouldn't sub them back in until they got their stamina probably above like 80, maybe 80, 85, just to give my players some depth. Because me personally, when I create my ultimate team, I like to have depth. Depth in my players, so that way, it's not just like, oh yeah, it's the same 3 players and they're in the red and hands on their hips like they got asthma or something like that. No offense to those people, but you get the point. Like, okay, well, my wide receiver 1 is tired. It auto subs him out, so that way there's a fresh new body in there instead of waiting until he turns like purple in the face and has to be getting the oxygen mask for him to be taken, or I had to manually take him out. Then I kind of forget during the heat of the moment in the game that I forgot that I subbed him out, and I'm sitting there throwing passes, and I'm like, where is such and such receiver? And I'm like, oh yeah, I manually subbed him out, and I had to take my time to manually sub him back in. You get the point. You get the point. It's doing too much. Bringing auto subs into Madden Ultimate Team, at least being able to customize the way we want to sub in and sub out our guys. And again, these are just small fixes, man. I think that's really the list. But, I know what y'all saying. But, Phoenix, the content of Madden Ultimate Team is so good. You have, solo challenges, the gauntlets, the legends, the flashback players, the mud master, competitive master, team of the week, team of the heroes, or team heroes, which, by the way, are the biggest. Quick side note on that one. The team heroes are literally the biggest drop of Madden Ultimate. They dropped the ball so badly. After the Vaughn set, when they introduced the 50 players for Julio, that's when it started going downhill. That's when it really, really went downhill. That was the biggest miss of Madden Ultimate Team, by the way, to me. And you had the promo sets, the draft champion, salary cap, and chemistry, which is a good addition, but a really confusing one. Because I see what they try to do. They kind of made it like 2K where, obviously players, you can, in 2K, players automatically come with badges. But you can upgrade said badges and add your own badges to them to make them, the way you want them to be. And in Madden Ultimate Team, I don't know. I don't like the way they throw around chemistries. Maybe that's just me, but I'd rather have it in the user control. Maybe you have to say 4 or 5 max, and I'd rather have it user control to where, if I say for instance, if I don't know how you would do this, but you could pull a route runner chemistry in that pack, and you add it to say like a base elite AJ Green, and now he has route runner chemistry. So now if you partner AJ Green route runner with a Julio Jones, for another example that already has a route runner chemistry, ta-da, you have chemistry tier 1. That's just how I do it. That's just, I don't know how you would how many chemistries you would put in there. I don't know how you would do this, but again, that's one of those things that they'll have to figure out as time goes on. All I can do is just offer suggestions. But again, I've made the points that I made. let me know what you think. Has Madden Ultimate Team fell off to you? Is CFM the best mode on Madden 17? If so, let me know why. If not, feel free to let me know why in the comment section as well. And also hit me up on Twitter. Twitter.com/TheBlackPhoenix, Twitch.tv/BlackPhoenix, and let me know your thoughts here. Again, I appreciate you guys for listening and taking the time to listen to my podcast. And sure enough, episode 16 will be coming out fairly soon. Most likely, it's going to be talking about the Madden Bowl. Or if it hasn't talked about the Madden Bowl, the people in the competition leading up to the Madden Bowl. So look out for that in the future. But for the time being, again, like it, drop a like, and also drop a like on the other podcasts if you haven't done so, or check those out because those are some very, very good ones that have yet to be shared by a lot of people so far. So in the meantime, in the between time, I am out. 5Gs, y'all. Peace.